yesterday was Father's Day. And we know that when it's Mother's Day, we celebrate women, our mothers, and we just thought, you know what, let's take a few moments to recognize our fathers. There are lots of fathers, political fathers, personal fathers, business fathers, corporate fathers, church fathers, you know, religious fathers. There's so many fathers that we must appreciate this morning, and we're saying that Happy Father's Day to you. But we'd like to open our phone line so viewers to tell us one or two things about their fathers that they appreciate. And is that one significant thing you learned from your father? We'd like to hear it this morning. You can call us on the numbers on your screen, 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourView TVC so we can read your tweet. Fathers, I know you lost yours early, but I know there's so many people that have stood as fathers for you. So tell us a bit about your own story of fatherhood in church.
You know, I was actually thinking about it yesterday. I said on this table, 2 of us have lost our fathers, 2 of us have lost both parents, and then there's another 2 that have both father and mother still alive. Yes, I just thought
interesting.
So you and I have that in common.
But aside from us, we also have husbands who are fathers, have separated our spouses.
So fathers, they're just so very important. I used to say then, a long time ago, when I was in school, many people just used to always talk about their mothers. After a while, I started thinking, maybe I didn't even, I'm not missing anything, because everyone talks about how amazing their mothers are. Just very few people would tell you that they even have like a personal relationship with their fathers. And I always say that for us growing up, for me and my sister, and then my younger brother, I sort of see a difference in the way he is, because, you know, that father figure, there's just something that a father brings. I know that life has changed a lot now. Many mothers have to be both, you know. But and it's not the ideal situation, but you know what, they're doing their best with what life has offered them. But when there's a father in the picture, there's just that difference you see in that child. There's this confidence, just knowing that there's a backbone somewhere. And I feel that I missed that in the beginning. When my stepfather came into the picture, there's this story I say that I was raised by women. My mom, her sisters, my grandmother. Her brothers were not really in the picture because they were also young and trying to find their life. But I was raised primarily by a group of women. When my stepfather came into the picture, there was one incident that happened where I'd gone to the market to buy something. And the Igbo traders in just then, I don't know if they still do it, if you buy something and you return it, they will not collect it from you. Everywhere. No matter what. My stepfather came and he scattered the whole shop. It was the first time, knowing the way we were raised with my mother and her sisters, it's always you try and accept it or go and negotiate or discuss it. But this one was like, everything scattered. And I remember when we were leaving the market that day, my shoulder was like, oh, so this is what it feels like. You know? So I want to just say thank God for fathers. And then for my husband, one of the things, I mean, there's so many reasons why I decided that he had to be my partner. But also one of the reasons was he was already a father. And I saw the relationship with his children. For me, I was like, no. My children would be very blessed to have a father like this. So, yes.
Fantastic.
Thank God for fathers.
Lima Akashat Zibre, so how do you spend Father's Day and how do you remember your own father?
I just spent it pampering my husband yesterday. He's lost his dad recently. So, and I've not seen him shed a tear, so I'm worried.
He's been breakdown.
I'm worried. I'm watching, looking and, you know, keeping a watch over him, hoping that it happens, I'll be there. For me, there's no Father's Day for me that I don't remember my dad. I had such a blessed childhood. I remember the stadium outing with my dad, watching football. He goes out with his friends, and I'm tagging along like his pet, carries me on the shoulder and all of those things. Growing up, that was my confidence booster. I had a low self-esteem growing up. I had beautiful elder sisters. They had long hair. They looked beautiful. My hair was short. My father would tag me along as he had the most beautiful human being on earth. And saying that to me, sort of, by the time I got to my teenage age, this overconfidence, you know? So, for me, I always tell my husband, if you miss that with your child, you've missed it all.
Right.
Because a lot of things that I would have, mistakes that I would have made, because my mother thinks shouting, caning, my mother will beat me anytime. But my father will have a talk with you and you feel like you've disappointed the world. He will tell you something and say, you need to do this for me. And if you do it, I'll do this for you. We'll have a conversation. This is my value. this is my home. This is how I want you girls to turn out. And he was talking alone, achieved it. Unlike my mother. If you try it, you know, if be a women, they have a special way of nature of shouting that I'm now doing like that too. But I miss all of that growing up.
Right.
Just last week, because of the process of the burial and all of that, these feelings started to come back.
Right.
You know, thinking about it, and at some point I felt like I still feel teary when I think of my dad. I cry sometimes when I think of my dad. There's still this big vacuum. Maybe because I spent so many years with him. And, you know, I got so mature before he passed.
Right.
I can't see anybody. You know when they say, Baba, after Baba, there's no such for me. I don't have.
No,
I look at
no doubt.
all of them. I can't find.
All right, let me come to BC.
My husband is an amazing dad, amazing to his children. I see the connection. But I think...
Well, how did you celebrate him yesterday?
No,
you did something you cannot share.
His Father's Day, no Mother's Day now, Auntie.
His Father's Day also. So early morning we served him breakfast. Of course, I'm still watching him.
We served him breakfast.
We served him lunch. We just been serving
everything. How about in between meals?
So, you see, Father's Day, your father is alive. And obviously, it was a great impact and influence on you.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So, I was raised single-handedly by my father. And he played not just the fatherly role, but the motherly role. I remember as a university student, I would come back home, and then he had bought my undies for me. Like, you need to, he's been, I've not bought it in 3 months. It's time to change. When I started my period as a young girl, he was the one that was there. He bought me this product. I'm going to mention the product, Simple. And that was how he started. And he would always, I remember when I would have painful menstrual, very painful, that they have to take me to the hospital every month to get this injection. It was really intense. He would be crying because he had never seen a woman who would go through that sort of pain. So he would cry and say, he doesn't know what he has done. No, he doesn't know who he has offended. Why do you have to be rolling on the floor every month? What is happening? He was confused. He didn't understand, and there was no friend he could talk to who had girls to explain, you know, and we went through all that together. The fact that I'm a spitting image of his, and the fact also that because I see fathers as a symbol of authority, because he was there, I sort of had this confidence that I didn't know where it came from, because he would always be there to look at me and say, don't you know the son of who you are? You know, and that sort of gave me that confidence. And I know that he had his demons, like most of our men do, but there's something they say in my village that when we appreciate what we have, they are spurred to do more. So I believe that we need to encourage our fathers the more. And, you know, show them the examples of how most men do not see the models to follow. They take on what their fathers have done and feel that's the right way. But if we highlight those ones that do amazing, they will say, okay, maybe this is what I should be doing, and that is what I should be doing. And, you know, I went through a lot. I don't share my story because most people see the confidence and they don't know the struggles and the trauma I had to go through growing up. I don't share that much, but I know that I prayed a prayer that with everything I went through, I wouldn't want to end up with a man who would disrespect me. And God sort of blessed me with another father figure who is simply amazing.
We'll come to that. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. But we have to open our phone lines. I'd like to hear your own story about your fathers and what you're doing to be a better father. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yay.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still talking and celebrating fathers. And before the break, you're talking about your husband and his relationship with the kids.
Yes. So, you know, I said that, like I said earlier, that I was blessed with a man who sort of became a father very early. So probably because he was the first son, and he quickly filled in the role of caring for people around him. So when we were dating, I would see how he would care for his mother, his sister, his younger ones, like everyone around him. I would see, I remember when he was working at somewhere in Ogba, the branch there, and I would come into the office to visit sometimes, and I hear they call him Mr. Fix-It. So if you need anything, he knows everything about every department. So if you need to get an issue fixed, he's your go-to person. And I used to feel bad, like, you have clothes, now let's go. You know, I need to help this person sort out things. So I could see that responsibility of taking charge, taking care, and I'm really grateful that he has brought it home. So he's not just taking care of outsiders, he's taking care of his wife, his children, his family members, and I really just want to appreciate him.
When I was growing up, my father was such a discipline. I mean, I used to hear stories of how he and my brother used to fight, like he used to box them. Like, seriously, I came like so many years after that. I used to hear the stories. So I was so pampered. I didn't get any of those things. But I remember a few beatings. My dad, I think I've shared the story before. I would never forget it. It was one of my uncle's weddings. I'm not sure, maybe it was Uncle Jimmy Shoebo. Somebody's wedding. And it was Shino Peters that was playing. Myself, then my half-sister, my brother were on stage with other kids. We went on stage, we danced with Shino Peters. And we're dancing with confidence. As we're dancing, I saw my father many tables away with his cigar. With his white agbada, just looking at with his cigar. Just looking at us. We saw his face, but we acted as if we didn't see it. He was just popping. And we were just dancing and Shino Peters, and then she was raining then. Oh, Father in heaven. When we got that night, the air conditioner wire. Hi. You know how thick that wire used to be back in the day? You were disgracing me. Dancing in front of Shino Peters. How can you be dancing in front of Shino Peters? I would never forget that. I mean, and the three of us, we knew I was soaked that day. They beat. Those are the kind of special memories I have of my father because he was a disciplinarian. He pampered us, but there's sometimes he want to put you in check somehow. And I think he was a great father. And he was someone that we admire so much of the kind of person he was. So I'd like to open our phone lines. It would be lovely to hear from our viewers. We have a few minutes left. I have a caller. I think Mr. Akonde is holding. I'll come to you, Nima. Good morning, Mr. Akonde. Are you there?
Yes, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Yes.
I just want to share my experience, and I want to say Happy Father's Day to my dad, Mr. Adizin Akonde, and I want to share a little experience about him.
Yes, go ahead.
I remember when I was just about 8 years old, his business was a bit down, and he had three of us then, and there was nothing to take us to school on that day. He had this flashy car, Mercedes-Benz, newly bought, but because of his business, I think there was no money to take us to school. He had to use his Mercedes-Benz for a kabu or whatever they call it then, just to ensure that day we go to school. And since that day, I learned the sacrifice of the father. He was not ashamed to do it. Looking at the car, you sure this is for cab? He said, yes, just come in. And they loaded for him together with us, and he took us to school, made some money, came back home. Wow. And since then, he has done a whole lot.
Fantastic.
Today, I want to appreciate him. Thank you very much.
We also appreciate him on your behalf. You were going to say something?
I just remembered, this balance of reward. So growing up in my house, we were not allowed to wear lipstick. We were not allowed any form of makeup, and we were not allowed to retouch our hair. So the hair was all, I remember always crying when they make my hair. And my mom was like, if you pass your WAEC, you get to retouch your hair. And every girl relaxed their hair. Everybody had relaxed hair. And so I looked forward to making my WAEC, and finally I made it. All 9 papers. And my mom was like, but you're still 16. Cannot retouch your hair in my house. My father just called me and said, come, here's your reward. And never, ever did I have to wait until I retouched my hair after. He bought this UB, the big one, for myself and my sisters. And I went to the salon. And when I finished my hair, forget the hijab. Imam's daughter, I threw the hijab outside and came home. I was like,
keep hair up and down.
And he has to, I remember him saying, I can't wait for you to just get married and get this thing off my head. Because I used to make him, torture him with my hair every month. I said, you have to comment, whether it's beautiful, whether the curls are all wavy. I had to do it in Afro and all of that.
I have a call from Festus. Festus, are you there? From Ghana. Oh. Hello, Festus. You're live.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm seeing the program going on the TVC News as for Father Day and trying to put my view. Well, my father he's my hero when I'm growing up. He's a hero that I've ever met. And there was one particular thing he did some time ago when we were still young. Even though there was no food in the house, he would rather be hungry, go hungry than see us going hunger. So we have to eat. Even the mom, everyone will be there, and the mom will say, oh, guys, take the little akara that left, so that you make sure that you eat. So I see him as my hero, and he always remains the hero ever, wherever he's in those places. But he's the hero I ever met in my life. Then there's another concern I wish to just bring here. We are feel a little bit cheated whenever it comes to Father's Day. You know, when it's Mother's Day, everybody will just be shouting Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day. But when it comes to Father's Day, it's really true. You get it on the radio, just as true as celebrating the Father just little. But if you check it out, the fathers are the heroes. They have not been shown them in the TV for once a year. Whenever the kids see their father, they think, oh, this is the hero of the whole world. My daddy is here of this, my daddy is here of this. So I think that the whole world should, come up and
right. You're absolutely correct, Festus. Absolutely. We should spend more time on fathers. Yes, Miriam, let me let you
and, that's something I feel is changing, actually, that we're now spending time to celebrate fathers. And the fathers these days as well are demanding that we celebrate them.
Did you see the posters, our local? All over the place, like everybody's they're ringing bells, saying, "Our local, please, our time to celebrate."
I'm really happy for them, because when you look at fathers, the sort of sacrifices they make is not always in your face. You sometimes even forget it. I remember I was having this conversation with one of my friends, and she was talking about how wonderful her mom is and everything, and she would talk about her dad. And we now decided to ask a few questions. She was like, "Oh my God. When my dad was alive, this used to happen, this used..." I said, those were the things he was doing when he was alive, but because it came through your mom, you never really paid attention that this is what he was doing. So it's easy to sort of forget the sacrifices that fathers make.
What you're saying reminded me of something. I was doing the break. Like, we're getting to the new house. My husband's every single penny for his business. Money he's supposed to be separating for profit and to go back into everything is going to the house. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing that the house they are fixing, and there's cutting, there's chair. But every single thing, every penny that comes in is put into the house. So that's a sacrifice he's making so that we can have a home.
Fathers make a lot of sacrifice that we don't see, we don't talk about. We just, there's something I do deliberately. When I buy things for my kids, and they say, "Thank you, mommy," I tell them, "Go and thank your daddy because he gave me the money to buy." I'm doing it for a reason.
My husband would say, "Don't do that."
No.
That's what he would say. No, don't do that.
No, because they see me. I remember when we were staying apart.
I want to hear this. I want to hear it. Let me take Chibuzo and I'll come back to you. Chibuzo has been holding for a minute. Are you there?
Yes. Good
morning. Please, go ahead, please.
All right. First of all, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I want to commend all of you. I try never to miss the program.
Thank you.
Happy Father's Day. My father was an amazing father. He's gone now, 12 years this year.
Wow.
But he was an amazing father. He modeled the ideal husband to me without knowing it. We had 4 girls. He had 4 daughters, and we all married amazing men because he saw my father as an amazing husband. I remember earlier in life when my boyfriend slapped me, and that was the end of the relationship because I never saw my father hit my mom. So it's modeled for me the kind of man not to marry. When I'm in a relationship and I see things that are contrary to what I saw in my dad, I run away. And today I'm married to an amazing man, a wonderful father.
Happy
also.
for you.
And I don't know, he's gone for 12 years now. I deliberately didn't post anything about him yesterday because I didn't want to be in a sad place. I just wanted to celebrate those that were living. But I still remember him, and I'm always cheery when I do so. And I just thank God for
thank you. Well done. Fantastic. That's kind of examples we want to see.
So as I was saying, I remember when we were staying apart. We stayed apart for, I can't remember the number of years now because he had to work on the island and I was in the mainland. And I know how he would wear just a few pair of shoes just because he wanted us to be comfortable. And the kids were seeing me more. So, we do things based on the experiences we've had. I've seen people around who, when their children are older, they focus on the mother. Nobody talks about the sacrifices of the father. And I didn't want that, because children pick up these things subliminally. It's not what you say, it's about the body language. So their school, open day, career day and everything, I was always showing up. They were seeing me more. I would be the one to, after school, branch, buy the ice cream, buy the pizza, take them out. They were seeing me more. And I just felt, this is not working. This is not going to be good, because this man is, I know what he's sacrificing. This ice cream people are licking is his money. So it was deliberate for me to say, go and thank your father. He gave me the money for. So in my house, nobody has money. It's not my money, it's not your money. But I always ensure to say, he gave me the money. He made this opportunity available. Go and tell him thank you for a reason, so that they know. And now that we're living together, they see he wakes up very early. He will bathe them. He will clothe them. He will take care of. He's the one that's polishing shoes. He's like, I'm seeing everything my father did for me. I'm seeing him do that for his children, and I'm so happy about it.
As you're talking, I'm remembering that my husband, for example, for many years, if you see Brown, he's wearing a blue shirt. He bought about maybe 3 or 4 of that. Same tracksuit.
He'll be repeating.
You think it's the same thing he's wearing. That he doesn't go shopping because he didn't have the money. He was just wearing what he had. He was content. For many years, you see him exercising, training with the same clothes. For many years. They don't mind. Just this year, was it late last year, he started buying clothes because now more money was coming from him. He's like shocked because he loves clothes. Now he's shopping from the US. So I'm like, bros, calm down. But he's dressing up. But he has sacrificed. He refused to buy new things. He refused. You see him in Magodo when you think that, but it's the same thing, because he'd rather not buy anything. He doesn't go in there, go out. But recently, because he's had to sacrifice those extra money. Now that you're talking, I realize that this guy is sacrificing.
They do a lot of sacrifices.
There's something we can do for them. I deliberately, because my husband doesn't remember when he doesn't have clothes. I change everything. I just open the wardrobe. I make the natives.
You change the things. You throw away something.
You allow me to do that.
I have one abro, Victor. Bros need native, 2, 3. Makeup, he will do it. I call the other one. He needs t-shirts. They will make it and send it, because if you leave him,
nothing will change.
The same one from January to December. He doesn't even remember. I know that my children know where the money is coming from. Just last weekend was open day. Last week, Wednesday, was open day, and I went to school. Sorry, Tuesday. And I went to school and I took them shopping on the way. So the digits were 20 plus 00s. So Gufra now came over and said, Daddy, my mommy bought this and this, because she had the receipts. When I paid, they gave her everything. She said, Mommy spent over 200,000 naira shopping. If she can buy this, did you give her money? So, because my mommy, I know my mommy. I know my mommy had the agro prices anyhow.
All right, let me let you know.
So in my house, it works differently, because my husband insists, do not say daddy bought mom. We did it for them. You and I are a unit, and that's all they need to know. They didn't need to know what daddy or mommy does. That's how he feels about it. And I feel that in our own way, that works for us. But my husband he's just an amazing father. I am just so grateful. You see, my mom is so amazing that my aunties called to hail him on his fatherly duties. He is the sort of person that he will show up for you no matter what. And I'm just so happy, and my children are so blessed, really.
I think we can wrap up on this. Thank you so much to our fathers out there. Thank you so much for the work you do. Our husbands, the fathers that we experience. Thank you for our fathers in church. I know a lot. I have Pastor Oloye, I have Pastor Luke with me. I have a lot of pastors around me who are fathers. We have so many pastors to us, fathers with us. Even our businesses that are mentors, that are guiding us. There's Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, who is a father to talk with. There's many fathers out there that support us in different ways. Thank you to all of you. God bless you. And we pray that the wisdom that God has given to you will continue to help you all the days of your life. Let's go to a break. When we come back, we'll now talk about elections as we prepare towards 2023. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.